You ever hop on your bike, twist the throttle, and feel like the road is yours, only to find out the law's been watching and judging? Yeah, turns out motorcycles come with more legal strings attached than your ex's Netflix account. We're talking laws so bizarre, you'd swear they were made up by a traffic cop on April Fool's Day. Did you know in some places you can get fined for riding in costume? Or for not washing your tires? Or, get this, for running out of gas? Yeah, apparently in certain states, your fuel gauge isn't just a suggestion, it's a snitch. So before you rack up tickets for things you didn't even know were illegal, let's break down 15 motorcycle laws they definitely forgot to mention in your rider's manual. Grab your helmet, check your gas tank, and leave the Batman mask at home. This ride's about to get legally weird. 1. No costumes while riding. Sorry, Batman. Planning to ride out dressed as your favorite superhero? In Virginia, better leave the cape and mask at home. There's a state law that makes it illegal to conceal your identity in public. And yes, that includes while riding your motorcycle. The law isn't out to ruin your Comic-Con dreams, it's meant to prevent people from hiding their faces during criminal activity. But unfortunately, it doesn't make exceptions for riders just trying to spice up traffic with some Deadpool flair. If you're cruising around with your face fully covered, Spider-Man style, you could be pulled over and fined. Even certain tinted visors might raise suspicion, though they're usually overlooked. Add a costume mask to the mix though, that's when the fun ends. So, moral of the story? You can be a hero, just don't look like one on your ride. Because in Virginia, dressing up like Batman might get you a ticket faster than your bat cycle hits 60. 2. No reading comic books while driving. As much as we all love a good comic book, Oklahoma has drawn a hard line. Reading them while driving is illegal. And yes, this includes motorcycles. So if you were planning to catch up on Batman's latest while idling at a red light, think again. The law falls under general distracted driving regulations, but comic books are specifically called out, because apparently, someone actually tried it. It's one thing to text and drive, still illegal and dangerous, but flipping through pages of Spider-Man while weaving through traffic? That's a plot twist no one asked for. Motorcycles require full attention, even more than cars, so having your eyes anywhere other than the road, and your hands off the bars, isn't just risky, it's downright reckless. So here's the deal. Save the comics for the couch. On the road, your only focus should be riding, not wondering if the Hulk finally said smash. Priorities, people. 3. No dirty tires. Minnesota, where mud is a menace. In Minnesota, riding around with mud-caked tires isn't just frowned upon, it can actually get you into legal trouble. That's right, if your motorcycle tracks mud, dirt, or debris onto public roads, you could be charged with creating a public nuisance. This isn't about having a little dust from the trail. The issue is when your tires start turning the streets into a mudslide, creating slippery conditions for other drivers, cyclists, or pedestrians. If your bike looks like it just finished a motocross rally and leaves a trail like it's trying to lead someone home, you're potentially in violation. Minnesota takes road safety seriously, and this law helps keep roads clean and prevent avoidable hazards. It also saves city workers from chasing your tile trail with street sweepers and a deep sigh. The fix? Simple. Hose down your tires after your off-road adventure and before jumping into traffic. It takes 2 minutes and could save you from a ticket, or becoming the reason someone else wipes out. Because in Minnesota, clean tires aren't just polite, they're the law. 4. Earbuds? Only one allowed. Riding with music blasting in both ears might feel like you're the main character in a biker movie montage, but in many states, that cinematic soundtrack is actually illegal. Most places only allow one earbud or speaker in while you're riding. Why? Because apparently, being able to hear sirens, honking cars, or that one dude in a lifted truck with zero concept of turn signals is considered important. Who knew? So if you've been cruising with both ears locked into your road trip rage playlist, you might be setting yourself up for more than just a ticket. You could also miss that ambulance barreling toward you, or that Karen honking because she thinks motorcycles shouldn't be legal. The rule's simple. Keep one ear free. That way, you're vibing with the music and staying aware of your surroundings. Plus, let's be real, if you're jamming to Taylor Swift at full volume and a cop pulls you over, sorry officer, I couldn't hear you over the Heartbreak Anthem, probably isn't gonna fly in court. One ear in, one ear out. Share the road and your playlist. 5. The red light ghost rule, aka when the light thinks you're invisible. Ever sat at a red light so long you started wondering if you accidentally died and became a ghost rider? Yeah, welcome to the club. In states like Minnesota, Illinois, and a few others, motorcycles often don't trigger traffic sensors because those things are designed for cars, not your sleek 500-pound ninja machine. To the light, you're basically Casper on wheels. But here's the good news. The law's got your back. sort of. If that light refuses to change and you've waited a reasonable amount of time, usually around 120 seconds, though no one's timing with a stopwatch, you're legally allowed to proceed through the intersection if it's safe. That means no traffic, no pedestrians, and definitely no Fast and Furious reenactments. But don't get cocky. This isn't a green light to become a red light rebel. The rules vary, and if a cop sees you roll through without a magical 2-minute meditation session, you might be explaining yourself in traffic court real quick. Bottom line, you're not invisible, but your bike might be. Know the law, count to 120, and ride smart. 6. No honking near sandwich shops after 9 p.m. In Little Rock, Arkansas, there's an ordinance that prohibits honking your car horn near establishments serving cold drinks or sandwiches after 9 p.m. This law likely originated in the 1920s when drive-in eateries were popular, and customers would honk to get service. The regulation aimed to reduce noise disturbances for nearby residents during late hours. So, if you're in Little Rock and feel the urge to honk near a sandwich shop after 9 p.m., remember this quirky law. It's one of those unique local ordinances that reflect the city's history and commitment to maintaining peace and quiet during nighttime hours. 7. Side-by-side riding isn't always legal. Cruising down the highway shoulder to shoulder with your riding buddy feels like a scene straight out of a biker movie. Badass, united, and definitely Instagram-worthy. But in some states, like Montana and Arkansas, that cool formation could earn you a not-so-cool ticket. They require motorcycles to ride in staggered formation or single file. Apparently looking like a synchronized biker ballet is a safety concern. The idea is that side-by-side riding limits your ability to swerve or react if something goes sideways, like potholes, stray animals, or Karen merging without looking. Staggered formation gives each rider more space and reaction time, which makes sense, even if it cramps your riding style. So unless you're in a slow-moving parade or planning to toss candy at children, keep that side-by-side action to the parking lot. On public roads, you want distance, not drama. Moral of the story, you can still ride with your buddy, just don't make it look like a biker version of a three-legged race. The law likes symmetry, not risk. 8. Always use your headlights. Riding under blue skies? Doesn't matter. In Connecticut, your motorcycle headlight has to be on anytime the engine's running, day or night. If your bike was built after 1979, the law says that light better be glowing like it's midnight, even if it's lunchtime. Why? Because motorcycles are slim, fast, and easy to miss in traffic. Headlights during the day boost your visibility big time, especially to distracted drivers who somehow don't see a massive machine flying by their bumper. It's not about fashion, it's about survival. This isn't a strong suggestion kind of law, it's enforced. No lights equals potential ticket. And let's face it, there are better things to spend money on than fines, like fuel, or fresh tires, or that new visor you keep pretending you don't need. So before you twist the throttle and ride off into the daylight, double check. Is your headlight on? If not, flip it. Because in Connecticut, visibility is law, and your bike's glow could be the difference between cruising past traffic or becoming part of it. 9. Lane splitting is legal. In like one state. And no, it's not yours. Lane splitting, you know, sliding between cars like a ninja in traffic, is every rider's dream during rush hour. And in California, it's actually legal. Yep, the Golden State recognizes lane splitting as a legit maneuver and even has CHP guidelines on how to do it safely. But here's where things get sketchy. Everywhere else, it's either totally illegal or in that gray "we'll fine you if we feel like it" area. A few states like Utah and Arizona allow something called lane filtering, which is basically lane splitting's cautious little cousin. You can move between stopped cars at a light if you're going under 15 miles per hour and if the stars align. Outside those exemptions, if you try lane splitting in, say, Texas or Florida, you might as well just hand your wallet to the nearest traffic cop. It's not just frowned upon, it can be considered reckless driving. So unless you've got California plates and CHP approval, keep it in your lane. Splitting might save you time, but it can cost you a citation and a very confused judge. 10. Helmet laws aren't always what you think. So you're cruising through Florida, wind in your hair, head bare, feeling like the star of a biker freedom anthem. Totally legal, right? Well, maybe. In states like Florida, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, you can ride without a helmet, but only if you're over 21 and carry proof of at least $10,000 in medical insurance. That's right, helmet freedom isn't a free-for-all. It's more like a legal privilege for the well-insured and overaged. Forget the insurance? Boom. Now you're helmetless, underprotected, and fully eligible for a fine that'll ruin your vibe. And it gets trickier. Some states restrict the law based on engine size, insurance policy types, or even your riding history. So if you think helmet not required means do whatever you want, think again. Cops won't be impressed by your flowing locks or rebel spirit, especially if they ask for your insurance and you hand them a punch card from your barber. Bottom line, know your state's rules, and don't confuse freedom with forgetting paperwork. Otherwise, your next ride might be straight to traffic court. 11. No wheelies or stunts. Thinking about pulling a wheelie on your way through town? In Maine, that stunt could land you a fine faster than your front wheel lifts off the pavement. According to Title 29-A, Section 2062 of the Maine Revised Statutes, it's illegal to intentionally raise your front wheel while riding on public roads, or anywhere public traffic might show up. The law is clear: both wheels down all the time. It's not about ruining your fun, it's about keeping roads safe for everyone, including pedestrians, other drivers, and, well, you. Because no one wants to become a viral fail video thanks to a poorly timed curb or squirrel. Feel like showing off? Take it to the track, not Main Street. There are places built for stunts, with soft landings, medical staff nearby, and no grandmas and crosswalks. So before you try to impress your friends with a mid-traffic liftoff, think twice. In Maine, your sick trick might end with a citation, or worse, a crash course in road rash. 12. Exhaust too loud? Say hello to fines. Sure, a loud exhaust can make your bike sound like it's tearing holes in the fabric of time. And yeah, it feels awesome. But in states like New York, California, and Colorado, it could also make your wallet cry. These places have strict decibel limits, and they're not just guessing. Some even have sound meters roadside, ready to measure just how obnoxiously awesome your aftermarket pipes really are. If your bike sounds like thunder, rage, and a metal concert all rolled into one, prepare for some attention. The ticket writing kind. And no, revving it to impress the gas station crowd won't win you any mercy. Cops have heard it all before. Literally. This law isn't just about noise complaints, it's about public health, community peace, and yes, the sanity of every dog within a 3-block radius. So unless your goal is to be that guy everyone hears before they see, maybe tone it down a bit. Or at least know the local decibel limit so your beastly roar doesn't get silenced by a citation. 13. Running out of gas is a punishable offense. You know that moment when your gas light comes on and you think, I've got at least 10 more miles? Yeah, if you're in Youngstown, Ohio, that little gamble can turn into a legal offense. In a specific part of downtown Youngstown, between Chestnut, Walnut, Boardman, and Commerce Streets, there's a city ordinance that makes it illegal to operate a vehicle, including a motorcycle, without enough fuel to leave the district. That's right, if you stall out in traffic because you ran out of gas, you're not just embarrassed, you're also potentially breaking the law. Why such a rule? Simple: traffic congestion. When a vehicle runs dry and blocks a lane in a busy area, it causes unnecessary delays, headaches for other drivers, and more work for the city's traffic patrol. This ordinance helps keep downtown moving by holding riders and drivers accountable for their fuel levels. Violations start as a minor misdemeanor, but repeat offenses can escalate. So, that second or third time your calculated risk turns into a roadside push of shame, the city might just slap you with more than a warning. Now, does this mean you'll get arrested for a dry tank on the edge of town? Not likely. But in downtown Youngstown, where every block matters, your gas gauge might as well be your legal advisor. The lesson? Fill up. Because in this corner of Ohio, running out of gas isn't just inconvenient, it's literally against the law. And no one wants to explain that to a cop while pushing their bike uphill. 14. You can get ticketed for foot position. Even your toes have legal obligations. Yep, this one's real. In states like Texas and California, if your feet aren't on the foot pegs while your bike is in motion, you're technically breaking the law. So whether you're stretching out during a long ride, dodging a scorched exhaust pipe, or just doing a mid-ride yoga pose, you're opening yourself up to a citation. Why? The idea is that proper foot position equals better control. And sure, there's truth to that. But let's be real. Sometimes you just need to shake out a cramp, adjust a boot, or avoid turning your calf into a grilled cheese on your exhaust. Still, the moment your feet leave those pegs, the law says you're not in full control. And you better believe that one trooper with "I need 3 more stops today" energy is watching. So if you've got long legs and love to stretch mid-ride, just know the law doesn't care about your comfort. It cares about control and giving tickets. Keep those feet planted, or risk becoming a roadside example. 15. No cursing while riding. We've all been there. Someone cuts you off, traffic's crawling, or your engine stalls right in front of a crowd. And naturally, a few choice words fly out. But if you're riding through Rockville, Maryland, those colorful phrases could cost you more than your pride. That's because in Rockville, public profanity is considered a misdemeanor. Yes, even when shouted over the roar of a V-twin. The law falls under ordinances prohibiting loud or offensive language in public spaces. Technically, this applies to anyone, but riders are especially vulnerable since we're, well, loud by nature. Between the engine noise, the wind, and your frustration, yelling a four-letter word might seem therapeutic, but here, it could be criminal. What kind of punishment are we talking about? A fine, possible court appearance, and a reminder from the legal system that free speech has its limits, especially when it's echoing down Main Street. Now, are officers out there hiding behind bushes with a swear jar? Probably not, but if your outburst turns heads or leads to a disturbance complaint, you might be explaining your vocabulary to a judge instead of your riding buddies. So next time you hit a pothole, get cut off, or your GPS reroutes you for the 12th time, maybe bite your tongue. Or better yet, invent your own safe-for-work biker lingo. Trust me, pickle-stomping road gremlin might not feel as satisfying, but it won't get you cuffed in Maryland. Moral of the story? Keep the ride loud, but the language clean. And there you have it, 15 motorcycle laws they definitely don't teach you in riding school. Some are weird, some are sneaky, and a few might just save you from a surprise ticket. If you learned something new, or at least laughed while realizing you've accidentally broken half of these, drop a comment below and let us know which law shocked you the most. Or hey, share the strangest motorcycle rule you've ever run into. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss out on more tips, tricks, and two-wheeled truths. Ride smart, stay legal, and keep the rubber side down. Catch you in the next one.